Howdy fellas, my name's Eric. What am I doing? I'm just taking my truck for the ride around the ranch, seeing if all the cattle still there, and admiring the beauty of Texas.
Texas? Dude, we're in Ontario.
Wait, we're not in Texas?
Of course not. We drove like 100 kilometers.
Dude, I'm from Europe. That's like 4.5 countries where I come from. So, we're not in Texas right now?
Nope, still in Canada.
Huh. Wait, that means I can't legally carry a 6-shooter, right?
Yeah? Why? Wait, dude, are you carrying a pistol?
No.
Cut!
Welcome to GC Cars. My name is Eric, and like I said, today we got this 2021 GMC Canyon 84. Both the GMC Canyon as well as its platform sibling, the Chevy Colorado, have been available for quite a few years already, but have just received a refresh for the 2021 model year. The more off-roady 84 trim we have on our Canyon here is all new for 2021. So what does this trim actually get you? Aside from the aesthetics like the black chrome grille, the red recovery hooks, and the LED fog lamps, the main attractions of the 84 are its 17-inch wheels that you can only get on the 84 trim, as well as its 31-inch Goodyear Wrangler Duratec tires, paired with an off-road suspension package. I've had this truck for just about a week, and I'll tell you all my thoughts and what I think about it and compare it to the other trucks in the segment. But first of all, let's talk about the exterior. With its latest redesign, the GMC Canyon got styling that's a lot more like the one of its bigger brother, the GMC Sierra. And I like it a lot, especially with the 84 trim we got here. We got the big black grille and we got our off-road tires, and so it looks a little beefier. I like it. They got some cool design styling and tricks here going. So like the fenders in the front and the rear have like tiny indents first, and then they come out, so it looks more, looks wider than it actually is. But they look really cool, especially in the side view mirrors. And yeah, I like it. I think it looks really good. It starts to show its age just a tiny bit overall, but I like it. Everybody has a different opinion though, so feel free to post your opinion on the styling down in the comments below. And with that being said, let's just continue with the review. So first of all, what are we going to start with? We're going to start with the drivetrain we have in here. What kind of drivetrain do we have in here? We have the 3.6 liter V6 making about 308 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque, if I remember correctly. And as you probably guessed by those numbers, plenty, even for our just over 2-ton or 2,000 kilo vehicle. It's plenty. You always have enough power. Normal driving. You can tow up to 7,700 pounds if you want to. I didn't get to tow, unfortunately, but this is the towing 7,700 is class leading. So no other truck, except for obviously the Colorado, which is the same truck, can tow as much as the GMC Canyon. So that is quite important, right? If you want to use it maybe for work or want to tow a lot. And yeah, just driving regularly, it works really well. You have, like I said, plenty of power. Just occasionally, if you're on the highway and you maybe want to overtake or just, you know, it goes a bit uphill and you want to give it a bit more power. Sometimes the transmission, which shifts pretty fast, just the transmission can be a bit hesitant to downshift and give you a bit of extra power. Sometimes you're in the situation you want to overtake, maybe even uphill, and you give more power, and just nothing really happens, and then it prepares to downshift, and it downshifts like a second later or so, and then maybe you don't need the power anymore, and then you got it. So it's like sometimes bit unfortunate. So I wish the transmission would shift, well, not shifting, it's fine how it shifts, it's shift fast, just react a bit quicker to what I need and what I want from the car. Otherwise, drivetrain itself, pretty good, no complaints, and yeah, definitely more than adequate for this truck. I was also pleasantly surprised by the fuel economy of the GMC Canyon. My regular driving style is pretty good on gas in of itself, but it's not that I was driving really focused on getting good fuel economy. But I was able to reach 9.1 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway and just shy of 14 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, and both of these definitely can be brought down a lot if you really try. So while we're on this empty road, why don't we just try how fast the Canyon is and give it a launch. I mean, yeah, it's a sports car, it's not made for that, but we're still curious, aren't we? Alright, so this looks good, just making sure that we have clear vision, perfect, nobody's here. And then let's just give her a bit of gas, and 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, plus 25, plus 25 under the speed limit. That's what I meant. So, plenty of power. I do want to mention, if you liked the video so far, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe. The thing is, I'm a small channel. I got just about 500 subscribers, a bit over that. And I still have to fight for every press car, essentially. So if you like the video and you want to support me, subscribe would greatly help me and make sure that I would get more press cars. Thank you. With that being said, let's take a look at the interior. Alright, so let's talk about the interior of the GMC Canyon. And to be fair, I was a little let down when I came in the first time, or when I entered the first time. It's just that I've never been in a GMC before, and I know it's the middle part essentially between Cadillac and Chevrolet, right? In the GMC family and the GM family, my bad. And there's a lot of plastics in here. I haven't been in a Colorado, but I doubt that it's any different. I'll be honest. Especially the quality of the plastics is my nitpick. Like up here on the door, which is a point you do touch occasionally, right? It's just very hard plastic, not even soft touch. So I would have loved for that to be soft touch. I don't know how much more that costs. It can't be too much. I mean, yes, it will cost you over the run of the whole Colorado a lot, the whole Colorado and GMC Canyon. But it would just make it a bit nicer and would differentiate it a little from the Colorado. On the other hand, everything you touch is leather, so that is good. So we have right here next to the window controls, it's leather, center console, leather, steering wheel, leather. Also the whole dashboard, that looks really nice, I gotta admit. It's all leather, so pretty much the whole front here is leather. And our seats are cloth leather mix. So the middle part is cloth, and that is surrounded by leather. We have our AT4 logo on the headrest, which looks really nice. And we got a carbon fiber pattern that we see repeated in the cup holders surroundings, essentially. I'm not the biggest fan of carbon fiber, especially in trucks, but hey, that's just subjective, whatever you like, right? Most people like that, I guess. In terms of usability, it's really good though. Everything is usable, everything is hard buttons, switches, knobs. You really won't have any issues whatsoever using it, even if you use it maybe as a work truck in the winter and you got gloves on. No problem whatsoever. It's super intuitive, so I'm really happy that they kept it nice and simple when more and more cars are starting to bury their infotainment, like everything in their infotainment. The seats also, by the way, are heated, and we can select between just our back being heated or the whole seat, so including our ass essentially being heated, which is nice because I do love heated seats. I use them a ton, even in summer I use them a lot. But if you have it on from like the highest setting for like more than 5 minutes, then it gets a little uncomfortable on the bottom of you essentially. So that's why I love having the ability to just maybe do 5 minutes of everything and then just switch it to my back just to make it, keep my back warm. And yeah, there's not really that much more to say about the front of the truck. We talk a little bit more about it when we drive it, but let's just get into the back seat and see how that looks, right? All right, now in the second row, and first of all, ample legroom for pretty much everybody. Once again, I'm 5'7". I'm not the tallest, but everybody will definitely be comfortable in this. Headroom as well as legroom is all right. Material-wise, we have pretty much the same thing we got in the front. So we got harder plastics up top, followed by leather on the touch points. We also have leather seats, and if you want to have cup holders, right here, 2 of them also included in the armrest, so you can just relax if you don't have a 5th passenger sitting here. In terms of connectivity, you get 2 USB ports, and you have also a cigarette lighter right here, so you can plug your usual car add-ons in there. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to the back seat, except for we have one little trick We can open up the back seat, we can lift it up a little, and underneath we'll find more storage space. It's not a lot, you can fit a bunch of things in there, but hey, more storage is always appreciated, especially if you don't have a cover for your bed, right? Yeah, that's pretty much all. Just keep going back. Let's go to the bed. Let's go to the, not the trunk in this case. So let's take a look at the bed. This AT4 is equipped with the 5-feet bed. You can also have the 6-feet bed if you'd like to have more cargo space. Right now, as equipped, it comes with about just shy of 1,200 liters of volume back here. We also have a nice little window up here if you want to reach something through. Let's talk about the handling. It's surprisingly good, actually. I just wanted to start it off course on sports car, and yeah, it's a truck. But handling is surprisingly good, actually. It's pretty. You can lean on it in corners surprisingly well, considering what vehicle it is, and the ride itself, like, it's very compliant. I mean, yes, it's still truckish, but it's really good. Like, that's also what everybody else says. I've just been reading up on it, right? Because I haven't tried every truck in the midsize segment so far. So sometimes I gotta do my own research a little bit. Anyhow, that's what everybody also noticed. Like, the ride is just really good. It rides really well for a truck, and it's pretty comfortable. Bumps get absorbed easily, and you don't have any issue with it just kind of floating around. Especially, I know the Jeep was a different kind of vehicle, but it's another body on frame I've driven rather recently. It was kind of floaty, especially on highways, and you're kind of just constantly counteracting whatever it does. Which is just not the case with this Canyon. It's very easy to drive, very comfortable to drive. They've done a great job at GMC and at General Motors Chevy to fine-tune how this works. Also, while speaking of handling, this is the AT4, so I took it a little off-roading. I didn't do any trails or anything, but we found a little field trail kind of ish. That had a few puddles in it and a bit up and down, so we took it there. And we have some cool footage you see right now, which was a lot of fun, and very honestly, this handled really well. It was very bumpy gravel road, no issues whatsoever. Going through the puddles, all right. I'll admit that one puddle was a bit deeper than I thought. Sorry, but no, it took it all like a champ. No issues at all. We even once, while going a bit off-roading, we hit the bump stop. It's rugged enough. It does it all, no complaints whatsoever, and it's stable all the time, which is the most important thing, right? It doesn't just veer off in some direction because it hits a pothole or anything. It's just super stable. Can take a bit of abuse off-road. Of course, it's not a ZR2, right? It's not a ZR2 or the ZR2 Bison that you can get, which is on the same platform if you go for the Chevy Colorado. But still, considering what it is, it's super capable for what it is supposed to be. Then speaking about the other aspects of driving this, let's go over the sound system. The sound system is okay. It's not amazing by any means, but it's also not bad. So it was pretty good. I'm happy with it. I was able to listen to radio, Sirius XM, my Spotify music, and never had a single complaint or moment where I thought, hey, this doesn't sound as good. So no complaints whatsoever there. And then speaking about the infotainment, going further into that system, I'm not a big fan of the way these cars are spec'd because they don't have built-in navigation, just like the Trailblazer didn't have navigation. It's optional on the Canyon here. You can opt it if you need it, and I get why they don't include it standard, because maybe some company buys them for work, so you don't need navigation because everybody has GPS. Maybe, I don't know. Thing is, I'd appreciate if GM could just spec these press cars with navigation, because I've tried Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It worked fine in the Trailblazer. For some reason, it didn't work. It didn't work in this one. I just couldn't get it to set up, so I always had to put my smartphone with Waze or Android Auto down in the cup hole and always look down. It's just like I don't like having to look down during driving. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. My phone is a couple years old, and there were some issues with the port earlier, like a couple years ago. It works fine with my DJI Mavic, with my drone. It works fine with pretty much everything. Like I said, it worked fine with the Trailblazer. I don't know. It didn't want to connect to this one. Like I said, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, say it's my phone. Just I wish there would be navigation, especially for the price. We're looking at 44 grand here. Would be nice to have GPS included maybe, but you can opt it if you need it. Otherwise, if you know your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay works like a charm. No need to spend extra money on it, right? Then we come to my only real major complaint, and that is probably due to the age of this truck. Like I said, most midsize trucks are kind of due for a new generation right now. They're all a couple years old, be it the Tacoma, be it the Ranger, be it the Canyon Colorado brothers. They all have a couple of years down. I mean, yeah, they got refreshed and all, but still. Anyhow, my complaint is there's just a lack of safety features in this. I'd really appreciate a few more safety features. We basically only have cruise control, and that's not even really a safety feature. I mean, traction control, ABS, and so on. We obviously have that, but going further, we don't have blind spot monitoring. We don't have any emergency braking or anything really. We have a blind spot mirror in our side view mirror on the left side, and yeah, that's about the safety features we have. It's no issue in and of itself, because as long as you know how to drive, it shouldn't be a big problem. I just wish that at least blind spot monitoring, I feel like should be something that wouldn't be too difficult to add. On the other hand, it's really easy to look out of the truck, because the C pillars are really small and narrow, so you can easily have an overview of where you're placing your truck. It's just, every other car and a lot of other trucks actually in this segment have better safety feature offerings than this truck has. All right, so with these pros and cons out of the way, I would say we just head to the final thoughts, and yeah, I'm just going to tell you a bit more then. To sum it all up, I really like the GMC Canyon AT4 we got here. I think it's probably the best truck in this mid-size segment. You got best-in-class towing, it rides really well, it's comfortable. Of course, just like all the other truck in this segment, it's kind of starting to show its age a little, like you can see in the safety features that are pretty much non-existent. But other than that, I think it's really good. If you're interested in a mid-size truck, check out the GMC Canyon, definitely. Anyhow, that's it with the review. Please, my subscriber count is pretty low still, and I know it's annoying to ask for it constantly, but I still have to fight for every single car and every single press loaner. So if you consider subscribing, that would help me a great deal get the next car secured to show you. And yeah, if you have an opinion or any feedback, put it down in the comments below or leave a like or anything. And I thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. You get the black grill, which stands out tonight. What did I say? Something about the 100 kilometers, eh?
Howdy, fellas. My name is Eric. Checking to see if all the cattle is there and admiring the beauty of Texas. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Yay!
Oh God. So what's my second line then? I apparently forgot my belt. Well, whatever.
Oh yeah, we need a belt with a big old belt buckle on it.
Yeah, I need like, howdy, fellas.
See, that would be that was perfect. Oh, wait, is that maybe
Do I look sexy? I gotta be below that though. Do I look sexy?
You always look sexy.
Is it below? Yeah.
It's a bit above you, yeah.
I always look sexy? Thank you.